To me, self-care is a full 360 experience. It's of mind, body and spirit, because it's so important to have a strong mental and physical foundation from which you can take on the challenges, the stresses and all the other things that life throws at us. I'm Anna Lancaster and I'm a clinical hypnotherapist, and that basically means I work with the subconscious mind, because as you may or may not know, we have two parts to the mind. We have our conscious mind, which is our thinking mind, our logical mind. And we have our subconscious mind, which is our feeling mind, it's our habits, it's our behaviours. And our subconscious mind actually drives 95% of our behaviour. Our conscious mind's only 5%, so much of the time we're on autopilot. And just to give you an idea of how this works, you know, when you're driving along in the car and you're thinking about what you're doing for dinner or where you're going that night or a date or something, that's your conscious mind thinking. So what's driving the car? Your subconscious mind. And that's an analogy for life. While we're thinking and doing other things, we're on autopilot with all of our habits and our behaviours. So I work with that so that we can make the biggest shift. So there are three main pillars of what I do in routine and self-care, and the number one is routine. What do we do in the morning when we first wake up? We reach for our phone, which is often our alarm, and then you go on your phone and you flick through and you see a WhatsApp message, an email, what's going on in the news. And at that point, you're already getting stressed and more stressed and more stressed. And before you even got out of bed, your stress levels are super high. So what I recommend to all of my clients is not using your phone or only using it for the alarm. And then when you wake up, what you do is put a routine in place that you're on the front foot of your day. So it includes a bit of mind, a bit of soul, a bit of everything. So you start off and rehydrate. Your body's 60% water and you want to get those levels back up because you'd have dehydrated in the night. And I often use these things in the morning because skincare is a really big part of my self-care, and these radiance ones help me to feel radiant inside and out. What I do then is I put these on and I will meditate. And I'll sit and meditate for between 5 and 10 minutes, a little bit of time to de-stress the body before you go into the day. And then I'll do something physical, get that body moving, a little bit of stretching if that's it. If you're a gym bunny, go to the gym, or just do a little bit of HIIT or exercise in the house. And the final thing is to journal 5 things, 5 key things that you need to achieve that day before you get on everyone else's wants, everyone else's needs, where they want to be. You start with the 5 things you want to do. And you've got something called an RAS system, reticular activating system, which when you put something as being important, your subconscious mind will try and find everything to make that happen. So you'll make those 5 things important and you'll start to achieve them in your day. So we've started with a little bit of movement, some hydration, some beauty, some mind control, and also some journaling. And that's the perfect way to set up your day. So with hypnosis, you go from a conscious state into a subconscious state. So if you think we have different brainwave levels, we have when we're at beta, that's our conscious mind. And when we go into alpha, that's a real meditative state. And then we go into theta, which is hypnosis, and then delta, which is sleep. We don't want to go there quite yet. But when you're in theta, you're in the most suggestible state. And this makes it easier to lock on to new habits, new behaviours. So what we're going to do, I'm going to teach you how to do some self-hypnosis, take you into a hypnotised state, where you can start to lock on to the suggestions and the visualisations that you want. And I'm going to teach you a little bit of visualisation, which essentially is mental rehearsal. Because when you visualise something, your mind doesn't know if it's happening or not. And what happens is it fires and wires the same neural pathways, releases the same chemicals as if you're having that experience. And if you can do that in a subconscious state, your mind starts to take you towards that which you focus on. So what I recommend doing is sitting comfortably on your own, not using any machinery, and get into taking yourself down the brainwave lengths. And there's a way to do this which is a little bit of a cheat thing. What you do is you look up into your eyeballs, look up into your eyebrows at a real or an imagined spot overhead. And when you do that, you're mimicking that state when you go into an REM state, and you're starting to take yourself down the neural pathways. So you're going from beta into an alpha. So you do that and you take a deep breath in. And then when you're ready, you breathe out, keeping those eyeballs up, keeping those eyeballs right up. You take another deep breath in. And then you keep those eyeballs up and you breathe out. And one final time, take another deep breath in. And then as you breathe out, you just start to close your eyelids down, all the way down. And as you do that, you're starting to relax and take yourself down the brain wavelengths. And keep on breathing, taking in a deep breath of 5. And then holding, and then breathing out for 7. You keep doing that for 2 or 3 times, and as you do that, you're relaxing and going down those brainwave levels until you get into a theta state. And when you're there, what I want you to do is just start to visualize. Just start to visualize a challenge that you've got coming up, or something you're looking forward to, something at work, something personal. And I want you to imagine all the colours really bright. I want you to sense what it would feel like. I want you to smell what it would smell. Activate all of your senses, because the more you activate, the more real it feels. And I want you to visualise it happening exactly the way you would want it to, with exactly the same level of excitement, of happiness. Because as you're feeling these feelings, your body's starting to release the same chemicals as if you're having that experience. And when you're in this place, I want you to really feel it and imagine it with every single detail you can, from start to finish. And you can take as long doing this as you want. Really immerse yourself in this place whilst you're visualising it going exactly the way you want. And when you've done this, you've really felt it, you can start to bring yourself back to full awareness. And in that state, what you've done is you have visualised it happening. You've made it familiar. You've made it so that you've already done it. So if it's a test at school or at university, or if it's something at work, you've already done it. So it feels easier, more familiar to you. And you start to watch as these things start to happen. Athletes are the best at this. Ronaldo, he visualises before every single match, and he visualises exact things and he notices it happens. Serena Williams does the same thing, Djokovic. They're really good at it, and you can too. Just give it a go.